Good morning, friends. Welcome to my channel, JB's Crochet. I am Amber, and today is Tuesday, November the 26th, 2024. We're getting ever closer to the end of November, and there's one more month left of the year. Honestly, yes, my birthday month is May, but I don't know why. But I want to say that December is one of my favorite months. I don't know why. Just maybe it's because we celebrate the birth of Jesus around Christmas time. I don't know, but December just happens to be one of my favorite months, even though I was born in May. So yesterday, I'm just reaching out to get my hook. I basically crocheted on this blanket. I did not do much for anything else except for maybe came up with a pattern of stitches for a possible scarf or blanket, and then I decided to see if maybe I could turn it into a shawl like our main man, the shawl man, Mr. Juan does. He is, I swear, he is the shawl king. But I was like, no, I need to get this. I need to figure out a yarn to use to do this stitch pattern and to very much, what's the word I'm looking for? Not accentuate, but allow the stitches to be seen and spotlighted, you know, like allow them to be the center of attention. And yes, I do have my green tea this morning. It is sitting over here cooling down because I use my hot shot. I have a hot shot that I've had for nearly 20 years because my husband and I are celebrating 20 years in December, and we got this thing as a wedding present on our wedding day. So it was opened at our wedding reception. Yeah, I think we opened at our reception. We opened up all our gifts or some of our, I don't know. Pretty sure we opened them around that point. But I'm drinking in my Powered by Coffee and Yarn on one side cup. This one's really warm this morning. And then on the other side, it says, I can never remember what this says. I have to look. So the first line is thinking about yarn, really thinking about yarn. And then the last one says, let's do this. And like I said, I have green tea in it, hot. I'm gonna let it sit here and cool a little bit longer. And yeah, I put some honey in it to sweeten it because I don't like tea without sweetness in it. And I had an amazing person and friend reach out to me yesterday and tell me her recommendations for green tea. So I went to the store yesterday and grabbed some of the Arizona green tea. And it says it has ginseng and honey in it. So I'm hoping that it's a sweeter tea. Because like I said, I am a sweet tea girl, like all the way through and through, because I grew up in the South and that is just the way I like tea. I do not like to drink unsweet anything. So yesterday we tried out our curriculum, although my goodness gracious, trying to log in to the website where I bought the PDFs, I had to prove I was a human. And it wouldn't let me in. It was like, you aren't human. Your answers are wrong. So somehow I was able to finally get my, I went to my phone and I somehow sent it, saved it, shared it, something along those lines from a website I already had pulled up on my phone that hadn't logged me out yet, and was able to save it. Or no, I went to my downloads file folder area, and I was able to share it to my Google Drive, which I've done before. It's a shareable file because I bought it. It's my PDF, so I'm able to, you know, I was able to do it before, and I was eventually able to do it yesterday. And I got it pulled up on my Google Drive finally after a long, many attempts to get this thing. There's a PDF with my teacher's guide on it, because the way that this curriculum works is the teacher's guide has a bunch of reading that I do. Now, I could share the reading with the kids. A little hard to do with a tablet, because then I have to, well, I mean, it's not that hard. I can just, pass it around. But by printing it out, I have it printed out mostly. My printer was being a pain in the rear yesterday, so I think I got to 124 pages out of 170 printed yesterday. Okay, tell me how this happens, because apparently my husband can't tell me. How does a printer, in the middle of a print job, just up and lose its Wi-Fi connection and cannot continue to print? I don't know. I don't know. This printer, that is the one thing I do not like about this printer. It has got the worst issues with connection. If it goes to sleep, a lot of times I have to, not every time, but a lot of times I have to turn the printer off and turn it back on before I tell it to print from my computer. If I tell it to print before my computer, it will send it to the printer, see the printer, hi, but the printer never starts printing. So there's a print job in the print queue. Won't print. If I cancel the job, go turn the printer off, turn it back on, go back to my computer, and start the print job over again, it prints. This printer, it's an amazing printer in the sense of the quality of printing it does, but my goodness, its connection issues are the bane of my existence. I last night was going to try and get most of that teacher's guide printed off, and I went, nope, that's fine. I got what I needed to get through at least today and tomorrow, and then we'll finish the rest of it after we get back, and I'll finish trying to print the rest today, fingers crossed. So yeah, I don't know. It was a pain in my tushy yesterday. But I did work on my blanket, well, my son's blanket. I got a long ways to go. So here's one end of the row. I must have slept weird or something, because the muscle right here, it hurts. That or this blanket is getting too heavy. No, it's not that. I don't know. It's weird. I went and got adjusted yesterday because this arm was hurting in the elbow, and then eventually I felt it in the shoulder when she was adjusting me. Oh, I felt better after I came out of her office. It's like, ooh, nothing hurts anymore. This is so nice. Every blue moon I have to go in between our monthly visits, because I go once a month and she readjusts all of us, and I really, really feel like it doesn't save us from the viruses, but I really truly believe that her adjustments have kept us healthy for the most part for the last 7 years, because I've been seeing her since I was pregnant with my youngest, and he is 7, and she came to the hospital the same day the same day he was born. He was born on a Sunday morning, just like the first boy. Both boys born on a Sunday morning at 4:20 in the morning. Thank you for coming so early on a Sunday morning. I think it was a Sunday morning, or I don't know. Anyway, both about 4:20 in the morning. Anyway, she came, I think it was a Sunday morning. I don't know. It really doesn't matter, but she came the same day he was born, because he came at 4 in the morning, and about 12 hours later, she was there in the afternoon. And gave him, like, she like literally touched him for like 30 seconds, but she readjusted his body from the trauma of, you know, being born. So the way that they naturally come, you know, does a number on the body, and she helped just give him a quick little 30-second adjustment. Didn't have to do much to him, but did just a little bit. I mean, he just laid on the he was just laying on the bed in front of me, and she just kind of did her thing and was done. So anyway, why did I say that? Where was I going with that? Oh, my arms and my muscles. Oh, chiropractor. Okay, so here is the end here, and then, ouch, here's the other end. So I've gotten to where I can show you twice now instead of 3 times like I did yesterday. But I am furiously trying to get this done, even though I'm bored with it, because it is literally the same thing over. I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. I can do the blankets where you do the same row after row after row. It's just one of those blankets that I put down and pick up when I need, what are they called? Those, I want to try and drink this, but I don't want it to be hot. I think it's cooled down some. The mindless crochet projects. I reserve those kind of blankets for those purposes, where I want something to crochet, but I don't know what I want to do, and so therefore, instead of coming up with something new or finding something new, I will just put a little bit of progress in on that one item. I have a blanket. I was telling some ladies on a Zoom yesterday that I have a whip that I had forgotten about. When I show you guys, and I need to do the video of all the body care blankets, because I need to get those things shipped off. Speaking of whips, but they're finished objects. I have one blanket I need to finish sewing ends in, and then, which I might do that today, because I want to try and maybe ship out tomorrow, get my shipping done tomorrow before the Thanksgiving on Thursday, and that way I can be done, because basically from Thanksgiving for the next couple weeks is going to be busy. I won't be able to do it. So my goal is to get it shipped out tomorrow. Anyway, this is how bad I scrolled. What was I saying? Oh, a whip. After I showed that I did that video of all the whips, showing you guys all of my current whips that I have, like, literally going. Thankfully, that was all I had. I discovered one. Actually, no, I think there's 2 that I missed. Yeah, because I think I missed. Actually, no, there's 3. There's 3 that I haven't shown you. Or did I show you the one? See, my brain is mush. Like, I can't remember some things. Like, it's just, I don't know. Can't remember everything. It's still hot because when I was blowing on it the second time, there was steam. It's still hot, but it's not burning my tongue hot, if that makes sense. It's good. Oh, perfect. That's good. Tastes good with honey. You can taste the honey. Anyway, I think there's 2 blankets that I haven't shown you guys. One is right here. I could show it to you, but I'm not going to. I will wait. But I have another one downstairs. It is probably halfway to 2/3 maybe done, if I remember correctly. It is a blanket by the Crochet Crowd. Mikey, I believe, is the designer behind this specific one, because he and others that he is in business with or partners with or whatever, a lady named Jeannie, I think. She also creates patterns for him as well. And he'll do tutorials for her or something, I think. I think sometimes she does too. Or at least she used to. Anyway, it's not the study of ombre blanket, because I've looked that up and I go, that's not what I'm doing. The one I found that I started doing before I started following wands, it was almost a year ago that I started this blanket. Maybe a little over a year ago, I don't know. But it's a moss stitch blanket with an ombre yarn. So I am following the pattern by buying the same brand of yarn and line of yarn. So like I got a Caron 1 pound for my solid and the Caron Jumbo Ombre for the ombre. And I picked a different ombre color and solid than he did for Mikey did for the pattern. So, and I bought what, you know, I go by the pattern and it says to make this blah, 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 blah size blanket, you need this much. And so I always buy what they say, and then just, you know, maybe a skein more or something like that. It just depends on the pattern. So I'll have to show you guys that sometime. It'll probably be a few weeks, and I may forget. So you'll have to remind me, because I don't know if I'll show it tomorrow. Anyway, I do have that going. And I'd forgotten all about that one. But I am just sitting here crocheting on this while I'm telling you guys all this stuff, because you know what? The more time I can put in on this blanket, the sooner I can be done with it. But that moss stitch one, I can't remember what it's called. It's like ombre moss stitch something, maybe. Moss stitch ombre blanket. There is a tutorial for it, a video on the Crochet Crowd's YouTube channel, and it does have a free printable pattern. I just don't have it with me to remember what it's called. And it's an easy pattern to follow, because I think you're using two colors, two skeins of yarn basically. You're using one, like I said, the Caron Jumbo Ombre, and then you're using a Caron 1 pound. And so I have the Caron 1 pound, it's like a gray heather, light gray, and then the second one, the ombre, I can't remember, it's got like greens in it. It's a greenish ombre, green to cream, or ouch. Stretch. Anyway, I do remember a little bit of the pattern for some reason. I can remember this, but I can't remember when I scroll on some things. It's just, I don't get me sometimes on what I can keep in this little head of mine and what I can't. That's why I keep doing this, because this has been proven to help with forgetfulness. It seems to help some. But anyway, you repeat the moss stitch row twice, and then you carry the color up the side, and then after, I believe once you're done with the main body of the blanket, you border it, and so then you envelop the tiny little lines up the one side of the blanket from carrying your color up the side, which it looks good. So I don't know, maybe that'll be a blanket. Sounds like the cat is trying to get in here this morning. Even though my youngest, all three kids are sleeping in one bedroom downstairs. They think they need to have slumber parties with each other in their rooms every once in a while, so we're like, whatever. We don't do the whole sleepover thing anymore. We have a little bit of a sour taste in our mouth from that experience. We've done it once, and then ever since then I decided for safety reasons and the way the world is these days, you just never know. So we don't do sleepovers either direction. My son has a friend he wants to do one with, and my husband's all like, well, I don't have an issue with him doing with this one kid because he lives so far away and he can't be, they can't play on a regular basis. Well, I'm like, yeah, well, that's fine. I'm willing to drive to allow our child to go play at their house all day if he wants to and have enough time with him, like, we don't have to do a sleepover in order for them to be friends. And to me, honestly, sleepovers are kind of silly because you play, go to bed. Well, I know some kids stay up all night, but that's not how we would treat, not at our house. If you're at our house doing a sleepover, you go to bed, and then you get up and play in the morning. Like, there is absolutely no need to do that when we can just drive them and let them hang out all day at either one of their houses. Anyway, the blanket, where did I get that? Oh, because I was talking about the kids. They think they need to sleep in each other's rooms. And it's like, well, I love that you guys love each other to do that. And it just goes to prove that sharing a room is not detrimental to their health. And honestly, my youngest would love to share a room with his older brother again because he does not like to have his own room. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It honestly, there is a benefit to siblings sharing rooms, even up into high school. It gives them the benefit of knowing how to live in the same space as another human being. It kind of, in a way, prepares them for their future partners, spouses. Not necessarily, like, they're not sharing a bed, and the rooms that they have in our house are big enough that you could almost room divide them and them have their own space in it. But I finally caved and said fine, because my husband had been wanting to split the boys up and allow them to have their own space. I knew, Mama knew, that it was going to be a rough transition for them, and it hasn't even been a full year yet. And they are constantly wanting to sleep in each other's rooms. Even the older one, who doesn't want him back in his room, the younger one, he even is the one convincing the youngest to be like, hey, let's sleep in each other's room or something. Let's sleep in your room this time, or, whatever. So he misses it too. He misses having that other person in the room with him. Even though he complained that he snored. I'm like, well, you both snore, so it's not just him. And the heater is working overtime this morning, I swear. Whew. This sweatshirt is not needed. I always throw it on because I'm cold in the morning, and I wasn't cold this morning, but I still put it on. It's tasty, it tastes good, but it leaves like a weird, not aftertaste, but like it just makes the inside of my mouth taste, or feel, not taste, but feel funny. It's hard to describe what I mean. Yeah. So yeah, I have a couple blankets. No, two blankets. And a shawl. I don't remember if I showed you guys the 3Ls shawl that I'm making with Malabrigo yarn. I have to go buy, I did show it recently, I know that. I have to go buy more of the blue in order to finish the whole thing. So, but then I have a blanket that I started with yarn from my local yarn store as well. I think it's in just minis from Emma's Yarn is what it's called. And so it's like I'm using it as like a scrappy mini blanket of wools. And I'm running all the minis with a navy blue color. And so I'm running 2 together. And I need to figure out if I wrote down somewhere, which I don't think I did, what hook size I was using. Because I'm pretty sure they are fingering weight yarns. So if I'm running 2 of them together, I think I was using like a 5.5. Maybe together, with running them together. I don't know, but I am getting, whew. My feet are warm. That's another thing too. Like when my feet are warm, I'm warm. Gotta love hormones. I don't know if that's it or it's just warm in here this morning, but I went to the bathroom this morning and my husband left his phone in the bathroom, so I have to figure out later this morning if he wants me to bring it to him and drop it off, or if he's able to get through the day without it, because I know he has to be getting phone calls from people and during the day at work, so I don't know. I know that you have walkie-talkies that he can use while he's on site, but he's got, you know, vendors and contractors and people outside of his site that he works at that contact him, I'm sure, from day to day. So I will have to figure out a way to get a hold of him, because I think it looks like he's got his watch, because it's not on his charger over there. So and his watch is connected to his phone. It's a data watch, but I think it should still work if I call him, even if he's not near his phone. So I will try and call his watch and see if I can't get a hold of him. And if I can't, then I guess he'll just have to figure out how to get a hold of me. Because I am not good about answering my phone when random numbers call me. So if he tries to call me from a number I don't have in my phone, then I may not answer it. So I am almost done with this row. So that's another thing, is these rows right now are taking a while, so I'm only able to get in a row or 2 at a time in a sitting before I need to just put it down and do something else. I would love to have this done before or by tomorrow night, Wednesday night, so that way we can leave it at home and not bring it with us, because it's heavy. I did not realize, I mean, I knew. It's crazy to me how, why do we call like these yarns, the thicknesses, weights? You know, because I have used 6 of the variegated colors, and I think I've used 4 of the solid reds. Like, this doesn't feel like it's, my mouth almost feels like it's needs water, you know what I'm saying? Like it's dehydrated, even though this is water with tea flavor. As soon as I get done with this, I'll go grab my water and drink that. Anyway, so I've used, what is it? What did I say? 5 and 4, something like that. 6 and 4, I don't know, something like that. And you take what, 6 ounces? I'm gonna guess the solids are obviously gonna be more in them, and then I want to say 6, 7, and 5. So 7 ounces times 4 is what, 24 ounces. So that's only 2 pounds. It is crazy how this can feel so heavy. 2 pounds isn't a lot, but when it's in a blanket, I guess it's quite a bit. So this blanket is gonna weigh every bit of probably 5 pounds. Because if my memory serves me right, I have bought a total of 9 variegateds and 5 solids. I have 1 solid and 2 variegateds remaining that I have not caked up. But I will be caking up, no, I have 2? I have 2 solids. Yeah, I think I have 2 solids. Did I say 2 solids? 1 solid, no, sorry, 1 solid and 2 variegateds left. That's what I have left. That are not caked up. So in my bag right here, I have a solid, a mostly full solid, and a mostly full variegated. The solid is like, you can definitely see a bigger hole in the middle of it versus the variegated. Anyway, so in total in the blanket so far, I have, where is that at? Is that in a different bag? I have a piece of paper in a pouch, a zipper pouch somewhere, but I don't think it is. Yeah, it's around the corner. Yeah, it's like, well, there's like a little wall right here, and then there's a corner. It's in front of my corner cabinet that's over there. It's too far away to reach in and grab. So, I want to say I am on my 7th variegated. Like I'm currently, this is my 7th variegated, and this is my 5th solid. I'm hoping that what I have, I can get to the end of this blanket on and not have to go buy more. Because if I have to buy more, I need to do it tomorrow, because Hobby Lobby will be closed, I'm assuming, on Thanksgiving. And then they'll be back open on Friday, and I'm not going to be up in town on Friday to go to a Hobby Lobby. I'm going to be at my family's home 2 hours away, and the nearest Hobby Lobby from me is going to be at least an hour away, because there's a city south of my mom's house that has a Hobby Lobby in it. And then there's the, my town. Actually, does Lincoln have one too? Lincoln, Nebraska might have one. So within an hour of either direction, there's a Hobby Lobby, but I ain't gonna drive to one just on Black Friday to go get more yarn for this thing. So my plan is to have this done, but I won't know. I don't know. Hopefully by tomorrow I'll know if I need to go buy more, because I'm gonna be like, we're gonna get school done today. I'm gonna get the crock pot meal going, which is I'm trying a new recipe called balsamic chicken. So it's chicken that's baked or cooked in the slow cooker with balsamic vinegar and other flavorings and spices and stuff. And then it says optional to serve over pasta. So we'll be using our gluten-free brown rice pasta to eat it with, and I fingers crossed it goes over well. And I have found a way that I think I can get back at being better at cooking more wholesome meals for my kids and my family. And it's these meal plans from a place called Passionate Penny Pincher, I think is what it's called. And I'm using her slow cooker meal plan, and it's got 12 weeks of slow cooker meals and desserts. I think there's like 5 or 6 meals and then a dessert or something like that each week. Anyway, But I'm just kind of picking and choosing slow cooker meals right now just to get us through each day. So I need to flip this thing as I'm sitting here trying to crochet around the corner. Because it's like, see how I have it twisted? Alright, so because I started going down the next row, and I haven't flipped this around, but I will. But I have made this video long enough and rambled on about anything and everything squirrel moment this morning. And my tea is getting cold. I actually brought a... Oh, there's a way. Hold on a second. Bear with me. I know there's a way to squeeze the water out of that. And then I brought a little wash rag thing to put it on, so I can actually take it out and finish this. And I'm going to swirl it around, mix it up a little bit. Anyway, we're gonna get school done this morning, and then I'm gonna be furiously working on this to where I can have a better idea of whether or not what I currently have I can make through to the end of this blanket. Like, I really don't want to play yarn chicken with this blanket because it is going to be another month before I can finish it if I don't get it finished this week. I'm actually giving myself today and tomorrow to finish it because I have too much to do over the next 4 days after that. The Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, those 4 days I'm going to be doing it. Well, Thursday, I'm going to be sitting around a lot on Thursday after eating a very wonderful full meal with my husband's family. I'm finishing this, y'all. It's not tart or anything, but it's just like my tongue is dry. Alright, that is done. That is gone. I am going to get off of here and figure out if my husband wants his phone and go about my day. And I hope that I finished all of my thoughts I started in this video with you guys. If I didn't, please chime in the comments and let me know. What were you gonna, like, did you finish this? Because I'm sure I do that a lot, where I start talking about something, I literally scroll over to something else, and then I might scroll over to something else and never really make it back to that original thought. Which I'm sure I have. I feel like I have. So I'm trying to look around and see. Yeah, my main concern right now is to get this darn thing done. I'm actually in a hyper focus mode with it because I know I need to get it done. So I'm hoping that I can get a good chunk of it done today and tomorrow and have an idea of whether or not I need to make a trip to Hobby Lobby tomorrow evening to go get more yarn before Thursday, because like I said, I think they're closed on Thursday for Thanksgiving because they're a Christian company. But yeah, so anyway, I know I've went on and on about that a few times, so I will just leave it at that, and I hope you guys have a fantabulous Tuesday, and I'll see you on our next video. Have a fantastic day again. I don't know, I don't know what I was gonna say. Oh, goodness gracious. This is what you get, and I'm glad you guys love me, so I love you back. We'll see you on the next one, friends. Later!